In Germany's federal election on Sunday, the Conservative bloc became the strongest force, leaving the far-right AfD behind. To tell us what this means for Germany, Thomas Sparrow from DW is joining us from Berlin. Thomas, good to see you. Germany's next chancellor will likely be Friedrich Merz. What can we expect?
Friedrich Merz will most likely be Germany's next chancellor. And I say most likely because he obviously first has to look for a coalition partner and form a coalition, a process which could take some time. But if everything goes according to his plans, he will be Germany's next leader, replacing Olaf Scholz from the Social Democrats. Friedrich Merz is 69 years old, and he would become Germany's oldest chancellor in decades. And his political career within the CDU-CSU has been actually a very interesting one, because he was a member of parliament until 2009, then left politics altogether to enter the business sector and returned in 2021. And that space where he left active politics had to do with the fact that his main rival within the CDU-CSU Conservative bloc was none other than Angela Merkel, who would then become German Chancellor for 16 years. What you can expect from Friedrich Merz is that he will move his party from the center-right more towards the right of the political spectrum. Whereas Angela Merkel had shifted her party to the center, it's expected that Friedrich Merz will shift the party more towards the right, for example, on issues like migration, specifically how to target irregular migration, how to limit the number of irregular migrants that come to Germany. An important question for Friedrich Merz is what kind of concessions he's willing to make when he is looking for those coalition partners in the next few days and in the next few weeks. He has indicated that he would like to have a fast coalition negotiation, but that will also determine to what extent he will be a strong chancellor and to what extent he will be able to pass some of his most important policies once he's in office.
How easy do you think will it be for him to form a coalition?
It won't be easy for Friedrich Merz and his conservative bloc to form a coalition. In the past, coalition building in Germany has actually proven to be a rather difficult activity. There was one time not long ago where coalition building actually took nearly 6 months, and that essentially meant that Germany didn't have a functioning government for that time. Now, Friedrich Merz has indicated that he would like to form a coalition quickly as possible, and he's looking to do that until Easter time. But if it was difficult in the past, it will be even more difficult now, given national and international challenges that Germany is facing. Nationally, obviously, an economy that is in a difficult state, the issue of migration, which is becoming much more complicated, the issue of security, which is one that is also important for many voters. And in those issues, Friedrich Merz does not necessarily see eye to eye with some other members of parliament, for example, from the Social Democrats, a party with which he could end up forming a coalition. So it promises to be a difficult challenge for him and for his conservative bloc, and it will be interesting to see whether he manages to achieve his goal to have a coalition in place by the time Easter comes.
Also, Thomas, with the AfD at second place, what kind of a role do you think the party is going to play in Germany going forward?
There's no doubt that the AfD has cemented its influence as Germany's main opposition party by achieving 20% of the vote, by doubling its result compared to 2021. It is clear that the AfD will play an important role in German politics coming in the next few years. It doesn't mean that they will be governing or that they will have power, because what is clear is that Friedrich Merz, and by the way, all other parties in parliament, have vowed that they will not cooperate with the AfD, that they will not form coalitions with the AfD. The AfD candidate, Alice Weidel, has actually said that she would be willing to negotiate with Friedrich Merz, that she would be willing to discuss possible coalitions, but that is something that Friedrich Merz has clearly ruled out, saying that it is not in his party's interest and that basically the CDU-CSU and the AfD have very little in common. So the most likely scenario for the AfD is that they will be a strong party in opposition. And it's interesting to actually note that they're also strongest in the eastern part of the country. That is also a region where they will have considerable influence in political decisions. But again, from the opposition, not from a position of government.
All right, Thomas, thank you so much for all those updates.